French President François Hollande has said France plans to begin reducing the number of its troops in Mali by the end of next month. Najat Vallaud-Belkacem, the minister who acts as government spokeswoman, said that at the weekly cabinet meeting on Wednesday, Mr. Hollande confirmed that if all goes as planned, by the end of March the number of French troops engaged in Mali can begin to diminish. Earlier Jean-Yves Le Drian, the defense minister, said French forces had reached their maximum level of 4,000 and will begin to be drawn down in several weeks as African forces take their place. We are today at a maximum size. We are at 4,000 and we will not go above that, he told broadcaster Europe 1. He said an African force being built up to bolster the Malian army had also reached 4,000 in number. That means that the progressive handover of the French presence to the African military presence can be done relatively quickly, and after several weeks we can begin to reduce our size, the minister said. His comments echoed similar remarks by Laurent Fabius, the foreign minister, who told the Metro newspaper that a French drawdown could begin next month. I think that starting in March, if everything goes as planned, the number of our troops should diminish, Mr. Fabius said. Mr. Le Drian reiterated that France had no intention of remaining long-term in Mali, where its troops intervened last month to repulse an advance on the capital Bamako by Islamist rebels controlling the north of the country. They have since recaptured key northern towns from the rebels, including the city of Kidal overnight, working alongside Chadian forces, AP reported. But neither minister said how long or in what number some French forces would stay in the country. Mr. Le Drian said they would remain for the time required for Mali to recover its integrity. French aircraft and troops are targeting suspected hideouts of Islamist fighters in the sparsely populated Saharan desert. There are fears that the extremists who have fled Mali's cities during the 3-week French-led operation could try to stage attacks from remote bases. As French troops focus farther north, they are moving out of cities they seized earlier in the operation. They are already expected to start handing control of the fabled city of Timbuktu to African forces this week. Extremists had overtaken Timbuktu last year, French forces pushed them out last month, and Mr. Hollande arrived in the city to accolades from its residents. Spokesman for the Malian military in Timbuktu, Captain Samba Coulibaly, said there was no reason for the population to fear the withdrawal of French troops. With the size of the force we have here right now, we can maintain security in the town of Timbuktu, he said. The departure of the French soldiers does not scare us, especially since their air force will still be present both in Timbuktu and Sévaré. They control this entire zone and can intervene within a matter of minutes in order to carry out air strikes as needed, he said. About 1,800 Chadian troops are holding the northern city of Kidal, the French military official said on Tuesday. While their forces took control of Kidal's airport some time ago, it's not clear why they did not take Kidal city with the same swiftness as they took Jo and Timbuktu. There was speculation that the pace of their advance was being constrained by the fact that the retreating rebels are holding Western hostages, including 8 who are French. Fears have mounted about their safety as the French intervention has moved closer to where several of them are thought to be held. In a sign of normalcy, the mayor's office of Timbuktu is to open for the first time in 10 months on Wednesday, said Ismani Hali, the city's mayor. Meanwhile, secular rebels from Mali's Tuareg group said they have arrested 2 Islamic extremists, including the man blamed for enforcing deaths by stoning and amputations in Timbuktu. A statement from the National Movement for the Liberation of Azawad on Monday said Mohammed Moussa Ag Mohammed of Ansar Dine and Umayyadi al-Baba Ahmad of the Movement for Unity and Oneness of the Jihad, or MUJAO, were arrested Saturday near Mali's border with Algeria. The NMLA launched a rebellion last year and seized most of northern Mali. They initially fought alongside Ansar Dine and MUJAO, but soon hijacked the Tuareg nationalist uprising. The NMLA said the 2 men have been interrogated and information shared with French troops who are leading a military intervention in Mali. It said the men are in Kidal. The claims of these arrests, however, could not be immediately confirmed.